everybody, Jason Shadrick here with PremierGuitar.com. We're kicking off the summer 2017 NAMM show here in Nashville. My buddy Scott from Martin Guitars. And on the intro there, you were hearing their new reimagined D-28. So tell us kind of what you guys mean by a reimagined D-28.
Well, D-28 has remained the same since about 1944. And we've done some, reimagining of some other of the standard lines, and Mr. Martin felt it was time to give some a new look to the D-28. It's going to run parallel with the existing D-28 for now, at least. And we've etched the face with the aging toner, have some antique bindings to give it a little vintage vibe, open geared tuners, still the same rosewood, Sitka spruce, ebony fingerboard and bridge combination. New high performance, more linear profile neck, like some of the facelifts that we've done with standard models, and tortoise pickguard.
Right. Is the bracing similar or different, or?
It is similar, but it is different. Okay. It is. It's forward shifted. It's non-scalloped like the previous D-28, but it is forward shifted.
Okay. And when will this be available in the line?
Oh, as soon as possible, but this is the only one that exists at the moment, wow. So okay. It's pretty precious. In fact, it's going back to the factory, one of the only couple guitars that go back to the factory after the show.
And what'll this street for?
$32.99, same price as the existing.
All right. So we have a handful of other guitars to look at. Let's hang that back up and grab one of the Streetmasters here. So tell us a little bit about the Streetmaster here.
Well, we have a little program going to give homage to the people who are out there working the streets and playing our guitars and making a living busking. So this is a little ode to them. It's basically a 15 series all mahogany guitar with a distressed satin finish on it.
Open gear tuners.
Real nice open gear tuners. And the thin finish, of course, it resounds really, really nicely.
All right, and that'll street for
$17.99.
Okay. And available soon?
I think by August, they're just starting to roll off the line. So I'd imagine when we go back, we'll have them to ship.
All right, so now we're here with Dick Boak, who's the archivist for Martin Guitars, with his signature model here. So Dick, tell us a little bit about kind of the artwork and the thought behind putting this one together.
Well, long before I came to Martin, I was a pen and ink illustrator. I produced a lot of artwork, and after I got to Martin, I did a number of drawings of Martin buildings and a pretty famous drawing of the D-28. So I've been working at Martin for 41 plus years. I'm set to retire in January. I can't believe that. Chris Martin asked me if I was interested in illustrating the top of one of the guitars using the technology that we developed, a very special high-resolution inkjet printer that can publish right onto the top of the guitar. I was interested. In fact, I had created something about 2 years ago, but I didn't think anybody really would be interested, and I just put it on the shelf. And he said, well, print it out for me and let me see it. And I showed it to him, and he said, this is fantastic. And so we made a prototype, and the whole thing came to fruition very quickly.
So the idea was this was originally, you drew this with ink on paper?
Yeah, if you look closely at all the black work is with ink.
Yep.
And all this color work is scans of the actual woods that are used on the internal bracing, mahogany, spruce. This represents the carved areas of hand sculpting of Martin X bracing, the scalloping of the braces, and the Spanish cedar ribbon lining, mahogany rear block. And then after that, I started nesting elements of my illustrations in between the braces. So it's called the Inside Out Special Edition.
Okay.
It's not limited to a specific quantity. Tonally, it's very much like a D-18, very clean and clear with a strong bass. So I'm very honored about this, and already have sold 12 of them before the show even started.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful. So after you drew it, you scanned it, and then you said you had what kind of printer to actually print it onto the top?
It's a high-resolution inkjet printer, and basically the body gets mounted on a level where the print head is level with the surface of the top.
Interesting.
So we have other examples of this. Robert Gozel, Chris Martin's cousin, is a magnificent artist, and Robert did a fantastic color painting that is also being offered at the show. And we've been experimenting with different things, but this is my approach.
Excellent, excellent. So these are, you said, available now? People can.
Well, available to order.
Available to order now. Okay.
This is with one of the prototypes, and they're being made to order. So.
Excellent. All right. And what will be the street price on this one?
Well, let's see. I think the retail price is $29.99, and usually the street price would be $22.50.
Sure. Okay. All right. So we're going to head over to Scott and look at some of the other ones. But Dick, thank you so much for taking the time to show it to us. Excellent. All right, we're back here with Scott, and we're looking at the Model America 1, which is all American sourced product materials. Is that right?
Yes, super exciting to us. You know, we're usually ahead of the curve when we talk about where we're sourcing our materials, and you see in the back binding strip lately that we're putting made in USA with parts sourced from around the world to be compliant. So, of course, someone said, let's be able to put that Made in USA label back there, and we have, because all of the woods and even the tuning gears by Spurzel are sourced. They're made in the USA, the Spurzel. So we have sycamore back and sides, we have an Adirondack spruce top, and black walnut fingerboard, bridge, and head plate on this Model America 1. In the Dreadnought size right now, should see it by the end of the summer. Again, this is the only one in-house right now.
Excellent. We're here with Robert Gozel and his signature Martin here, which is kind of similar to Dick's, where you created an illustration for the top of it, correct?
That's right.
So tell me a little bit about how this illustration came to be and how you kind of translated it to the top of the guitar here.
Well, Native American portraiture has been a passion of mine for 40 years, I think since the first art school project back in 1976. And by trade, by profession, I'm an illustrator. I've illustrated a number of children's books, some of them themed for the Native American. And there was some discussion, I'm going to back up a little bit, there was some discussion at Martin about buying a device that would be able to print either photographs or paintings on top of a guitar, a spruce guitar, rather than an HPL top. And so that really got my mind to thinking that maybe I could come up with a great design for a guitar as a way to try out this printer. And so there's watercolor that I did is designed specifically for the top of a guitar. It wasn't just some random illustration that I did. It was designed with a sound hole in mind and a neck and a bridge. And they then took that illustration and they scanned it and did several prototypes to see the result before anything was considered as far as going forward and making a production model.
Sure.
And this illustration was done, I've got to tell you, back in 2008. So it's been a long process. And as people saw this develop, and Tim Teal was helping me crank out these tops, I think there was some discussion that maybe this could be a viable product. And it was really starting to come together nicely. And when the project was a go, and I ordered a custom for myself, you know, the team at Martin was helping me select some of the inlay work. Some of the arrowhead design was done by the custom, and the position markers, which are done in the 4 directions, northeast, south, and west, which is very, very sensitive to the Native Americans. And from this point on, it was like, well, there was enough support that said, well, we're going to go into production with this. So here we are, 2017, 9 years later, a long road, but I'm really, really so proud of the project because it's just, not because my work is on here, but I just think it's a really beautiful guitar that's very eye-catching.
And it was the same kind of high-res inkjet process that they used on Dick's guitar, or was it a different? Okay.
Yep, same thing. So part of the criteria that Chris Martin suggested that we're going to manufacture this guitar is we should find a charity to help out. And the Lakota Sioux, who were located in South Dakota on Pine Ridge Reservation, are a very forgotten people. You know, they were once free to roam all of the Great Plains and the Midwest of the United States. And at some point in the late 1800s, you know, the government came in and they wanted the gold on their land, and they took all these people and disrespected their values and gave them property and land that is useless, completely useless to farm or anything like that. So here they are today, struggling. They have the second highest mortality rate in the world, and they're United States citizens. They're just a forgotten people, and it's very sad. So this charity helps them, provides clothes and winter jackets for them, provides food, provides shelter, provides stoves so they can have heat, and they raise money also. So that part of the criteria, as I said, Chris Martin said, we're going to donate to a charity, and I should find one. So the charity is online. It's the Native American Heritage Association, and if people are interested, they can look it up and donate.
And Robert, when will this guitar be available? Is it available for order now?
Right now. So I think they have a year. Folks, it's on the market for a year, at least. I mean, if there's a strong response, we're going to keep going with it, I hope. Right, Scott? So, yeah, it's here for a whole year.
All right. Robert, thank you so much for showing us.
It was a real pleasure.
Thank you. All right, Scott, where can people go online to find out more information about the Model America series and all the other ones we talked about today?
MartinGuitar.com.
This is Jason Shadrick with PremierGuitar.com.